Hey y'all, it's your girl Priscilla Umeda, Priscilla's Kitchen LLC. Welcome to my kitchen and I'm happy you are here. So listen, you ready to go down memory lane with me? I woke up this morning and Melechi is banging in my brain. If you don't know what Melechi is, it is in Nigeria it's called different names. Some call it ofako, some call it banga soup, but we call it Melechi and Ekpeye has to represent. Sorry. So what is that? It is actually oil. Today is made into cream extracted from palm fruits. Okay, it has to be a ripe one. So the density of this cream now actually intensify palm fruits flavor. So it's going to render flavor and it's also going to thicken your soup. So it's a double duty ingredient. Okay, and you know when it's double duty, your girl is there. So listen. So I went into the farmer's market. The logistics to this, for sure, I knew is going to be a lot because, you know, these are not ingredients that are very popular everywhere, you know. You'd have to really go to an African store and farmer's market for sure, especially for live catfish and all that I will introduce later. But it was so worth it because food for me is history. Food from ethnic foods especially, your life story is not complete without these meals. So this is why I cook, okay? But so I went down my memory lane today and I grabbed Melechi. And so come on into the kitchen and let's go cook. Ekpeye, Agino, Atano, get into your kitchen and cook. Okay? Translated, this is a greeting for my people, so back off, okay? I want to hear nothing from your internet fighters. All I do is cook. So if you want to cook with me, let's go into the kitchen and cook. Hi, welcome to Priscilla's Kitchen. But most importantly, I'm going down memory lane to cook Melechi. I'm from Ekpeye to be specific, which is in Rivers State of Nigeria. So, you know, it's one of those days that you really, really crave your country and your ethnic food. This is one of them. So I'm making what we call Melechi. Here's what we have. That's the palm cream, okay? And then here I have for my proteins, but I don't like it. So I'm limiting it to one seafood, which is catfish. So I use lime juice and salt to clean this, okay? But this is also goat meat. It comes with burnt skin. I prefer that. So then I have, you can see here, this is what we call stockfish, but it's cod fish that has been, dried, dehydrated through smoking or sun dry. But you see, I'm only having one and I'm not even breaking it down because I want an undertone flavor of that, not masking what I want to achieve today, which is this. This is the main deal here, okay? Now to make Melechi, we always have a local seasoning, which I love. Now I'm gonna give you a home assignment. I know what it is. This is what we call elu. Some say ehuru. Then this is what we call okoda. This is peppery. This here has an in-depth earthy flavor that is very complimentary for this soup. Somebody got to do some work, okay? You Google what I've just said and find out what the English name is. All right, so this is ground crayfish. It's very typical. And then for my heat, I have Scotch bonnet 4. I have also red onions. As you can see, it's chunky because I'm going to process it in a blender. Then I have my Priscilla's house seasoning right here. It's all going to be on my website. I have what we call Ogili. That's a Ekpeye language. Some say Ogili, some say Ogilibo. Whatever the name is in your dialect, that's okay. But we call it Ogili. It's already fermented, okay? Then salt to taste. I have a combination here of bitter leaf that I freshly washed myself. Heck yeah! You think I don't have access to it, huh? Then I have a little bit of basil. Now, if I were at home, I would do a fresh scent leaf. I don't like the frozen scent leaves that are sold here where I am, okay? Let me tell you how it's gonna go down. Into this pot, I'm gonna drop the goat meat. This is my Priscilla's house seasoning. Then I'm gonna drop the stockfish, codfish. We call it okpoloko. So since I'm cooking Ekpeye soup, you might as well know what it is in my language, right? This is okpoloko. And then I'm gonna just add water. This is about 1.5 cups of water, and I'm gonna crank this heat up. Here's how it's gonna go down. I'm gonna roast this on an open flame. The charredness from that flame will open up the flavor profile that I'm looking for. That's where you get the local flavor of Melechi, okay? So I'm not adding no salt and this. When we come back, I'll show you how it's gonna go down, okay? All right, let's take a break. I hope you can see. Look, I'm charring those spices, right? The elu and okoda. So the spices I added with the pepper and onions, and I blended. Look, to a very smooth consistency. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop. Over here, you already have, as I told you, there's goat meat. All right, cooking away. This takes of course, goat meat takes a while to stew, okay? Typically in Africa, in those days, it used to be more of boiling and stewing than frying. So obviously, this is gonna take a minute, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and now add the crayfish, and then I'm gonna add the ogiluboko, okay? Find out what it is. I'm not telling you. I want you to figure it out. That way you learn my tradition and history, right? Okay, so I'm going to add this. Still, no salt in this. So I'm going to allow this to boil for good 10 minutes before I start introducing seasonings, other seasonings, okay? Welcome to my hometown, Melechi. Stick with me. Hello, hello. Welcome back to Priscilla's Kitchen. Do you see my soup is boiling away? Do you notice the color is black or dark brown, so to speak? That's because of the color of the spices, the seasoning, and the ogili ugboko, right? So now I will introduce some salt, about 1 teaspoon. Why? Ultimately, this fish is going to take on the flavor of this liquid, and so you want to make sure that this here better tastes good. So I'm going to add my fish. Hey, if you don't like the head of fish, that's fine. There's no point going to my hometown or going down memory lane if I am not willing to face all the facts. Same way, like, you know, people eat bacon. So many people from my country don't eat bacon. So don't judge, all right? So here's what I'm going to do again. I'm going to let this thing simmer for I'm going to simmer this for another 10 minutes. See, I am trying to mess up my fish. Once it cooks down a little bit, then it's easier to stir gently. I probably might swap the spatula, you know, because this is kind of thick. Can you see it? Yeah. Trying to really go native. How about that? Okay, so I'm going to cover this up again, and I'm going to allow this to simmer for very good 10 minutes. Only then I will introduce that oho, which is this. That's the cream version of it, since I don't have access to the local palm fruit. All right, let's take another 10 minutes break, and when we come back, I'll show you how this looks like. All right, welcome back. Can you see it? I know this steam may not allow you to see it. It's boiling away, okay? Now, one more thing I'm going to do will be to now grab the star ingredient, right? This is oho, and I'm going to introduce it in this manner. Let me tell you, this is going to boil for another good 10 minutes. The reason being, I love to cook this, to stew it down to where there is an intense flavor of the palm fruit, okay? It's earthy, it's warm, and it's delicious. And it does two things. So one is a good flavor. It's going to render its flavor here. And most importantly, it's a thickening agent. So you wonder, where is the thickening agent? This does the double duty. You know me. Something has to make more sense than usual. Before I do that, I'm going to grab my basil. So if you have access to to scent leaf, go for it. I don't. So you can see I didn't cut it up. I'm just leaving it there to infuse its flavor into this. Then finally, I'm going to come back and take and add our bitter leaf, freshly washed bitter leaf, okay? So 10 minutes later, I'm going to show you the finished product, the soup, and then I'm going to show you how it's going to go down, okay? It's cold, and Ekpeye wants Melechi. Don't forget that. See you 10 minutes time.